Let's talk about a topic that's been swirling around relentlessly. The notion that your 9-to-5 job is some kind of soul-stealing monster. You probably heard it everywhere, right? Whether it's on social media, plastered across billboards, or even brought up by your friends, there's no escaping the idea that working a traditional job is somehow holding you back from living your best life. It's hard to ignore. When so many voices keep insisting you should hate the 9-to-5 grind, you might start to question if they're onto something. But let's pause and look at this differently. We've become obsessed with rejecting traditional work schedules. Yet isn't it time we put the brakes on this trend? Let's be clear. When we say 9 to 5, we mean any regular job that follows a standard work week. That could be 8 to 4, 10 to 6, it's all the same really. The point is that the daily rhythm of a full-time job is being treated like a villain, and that narrative isn't healthy or accurate. The truth is, not everyone wants or values the same things in life, and that's perfectly fine. The push to escape the conventional job setup is coming from people in positions of privilege who might not fully grasp the benefits of stability that others find in a steady routine. When you've grown up in a loving and supportive environment, it's easier to experiment with alternative lifestyles, like freelancing from a beach somewhere exotic. After all, if things fall apart, you've got a safety net to fall back on. But not everyone has that kind of luxury. For many, the predictability of knowing where you'll be every day and when you'll clock out is comforting. It's the foundation that brings calm and fulfillment, even if the work itself isn't always thrilling. If you love your regular job but feel pressure to dislike it because so many voices are shouting otherwise, then let's set the record straight. It's absolutely okay to appreciate what you have. There is value in stability, in the structure it provides, and in having a place that gives you purpose, even if the work is sometimes repetitive. And let's not kid ourselves about the glamorous lifestyle often showcased by influencers who preach about quitting the 9-to-5. Those perfect photos by iconic landmarks didn't just happen effortlessly. They required early mornings, scouting locations, careful outfit choices, and hours of planning. It's work, even if it doesn't look like a traditional job. Every lifestyle comes with its ups and downs. The illusion of freedom doesn't make one inherently better than the other. It's natural to have gripes about any job. We're human, after all, and part of being human is complaining now and then. But that doesn't mean you need to hate your job. The set hours of a 9-to-5 routine offer a sense of balance. There's something beautiful about structure, about the symmetry it brings to our days. Our minds thrive when there's a predictable pattern. We feel more productive, even more driven. Working from home might sound like the dream, but it can also mean constant distractions, with productivity fading each time you wander to the fridge or get lost in a sea of household tasks. Without clear boundaries, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, struggling to separate work from the rest of life. The beauty of set working hours is that they create a clear boundary. You don't need to be on all the time. The pressure to keep working doesn't weigh on you the way it does for those who never really leave their office. Loving your 9-to-5 doesn't mean you've been brainwashed by the corporate machine. It just means you appreciate the stability that comes with it. For some, that steady routine can be the anchor in a life that otherwise feels like chaos. It's a kind of refuge, a reliable part of the day when everything else seems unpredictable. Sure, you could chase bigger paychecks or more adventurous tasks, and that's always an option. But the advantages of a traditional job are real. From a consistent paycheck that lets you plan ahead, to paid leave that allows you to enjoy time off without financial stress. Let's not overlook the health benefits and pensions that come with more traditional employment. Those perks can be a lifesaver. What about the idea that some jobs are mundane or uninspiring? So what? If it doesn't bother you, then it doesn't matter. This noise about leaving boring jobs is just that noise. Life itself is wild and unpredictable enough. You don't need your career to add to the chaos. You don't have to seek out adventure by appending your work life. Stability doesn't mean stagnation. It can mean a life that's rich in its own right, full of meaningful moments outside the office. Embrace your routine, find pride in your work, and let others chase what they think is better if that's what they need. But don't let anyone make you feel like loving your 9 to 5 is somehow settling for less. Life is an adventure in itself, and loving the steady rhythm of a traditional job doesn't make it any less worthwhile.